that it was way past time to tell my story. So here I am. Now, you don't know me yet, but by the time I'm all done working my jaw, you're going to see that I'm not one to blab. Even though I've heard more tales than every bartender in Ireland, I've always tried to keep my distance from trouble. Gossip was trouble, and I gave it a wide berth. At least I tried to. Not that I hadn't had my share of tight spots, Lord. Geesh, man, there were days when I thought the devil himself was out to get me. Maybe he had been, but lately I'd been feeling like he thought he'd given me his pitchfork enough. Not that I'm suspicious, but don't repeat that, okay? Saying things were going great might get his attention. Here's the thing that had landed me in trouble in the first place. Most of my years had been spent careening through life, keeping my plans on a back burner. I kept wanting to live, but wasn't that what women did? Didn't we always put duty to others before our own ambitions? Were we not the caretakers, the peacemakers, the homemakers, the ones who told our men and our children that we would always be behind them no matter what? We told them that everything would be all right and that life was worth living. Well, most of us tried to do these things, not all women. Some women were so mean if you looked at them funny, your hair could turn into snakes. But all they ever got themselves by being mean was older and more bitter. Ooh, I tolerated a few women like that for too long. Somebody better tell them to run and hide, because Anna's talking now. That's me, Anna Lutz Abbot. My professional life has earned me nothing but beat-up eardrums and a grossly under-exercised tongue, mainly because I own a salon. I've been working in the salon world for getting on to 20 years. See, when my clients bared their souls, what I thought and what I said were very often two different things. Who in this world has the privilege to really speak their minds? The lunatics, honey, that's who. Naked truth from my lips would have put me in the poorhouse long ago. Besides, isn't it better to try to deal with people and all their problems with some little bit of sympathy? Of course it is. But bottom line, I have heard it all. Have I got a story to tell? Yeah, honey. Let's get you a glass of sweet tea and then plop yourself right down in my chair. I'm going to tell you a lot of secrets, but if I hear them told, I'll come after your tongue with my shears. Or worse, my hammer, yes, I will. This entire tale is true to the very last word, and all the names and places are real, to expose the guilty. I was telling Arthur the other day, Arthur is the man who drives me crazy with the shivers, that I'd been thinking that maybe it was time to tell some people about how my whole world had changed in just a few months. If it could happen to me, it could happen to anybody, right? He laughed so hard I thought he might up and die on me, so I said, "Just what the hell is so funny?" And he said, "Since when don't you talk?" I was not amused, not at all, no. Besides my own discoveries, it had occurred to me that it would be cool if people knew about another side of life in the Lowcountry. And baby, there's plenty to talk about. Every possible thing you needed to know about Southern living was discussed under the roof of Anna's Cabana. And don't tell me I know. Anna's Cabana sounds like the name of a seedy juke joint on the back beaches of the Virgin Islands. It does. But when you come to understand how it was given that name, you'll see why I let it happen. In any case, my crazy little salon is a gold mine in human behavior studies. When you take 1 part old salts, mix it up with gentrification, and garnish it with tourists, you got yourself one mighty cocktail, yeah? What happened here a few months ago literally turned the tide. It did. In any case, if I charged the same for listening as I charge for fixing hair, I would own the biggest house on this beach, no joke. And this whole drama isn't just about what I hear at work.